welcome back to Houston Real Estate Radio. I'm Shannon Register, and you can call in any day of the week, anytime, if you've got a real estate question. That number to call in is 281-882-8088. We'll be happy to answer your real estate questions right here on the air every Sunday between 6 and 7 p.m. 281-882-8088. All right, this segment on the show, I am talking with Chad Burke. He is the Executive Director of the Economic Alliance Houston Port Region, and that's a long way to basically talk about the port. That's what we're going to be discussing the next couple of segments. So welcome to the show, Chad.
Thank you very much, Shannon.
So much to talk about. So many things going on down there. The port is definitely growing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
so are there a lot of countries now that want to be a part of the Houston port that have not been a part of it before?
Yes, we do a lot of our project rotates around and really focuses on the refining and petrochemical industry, and so you've already got a nice mix of companies from around the world. But recently, since the advent of the shale play, fracking, the lower price of natural gas. We've seen countries that have previously not had a presence in North America, and specifically here in the Gulf Coast, want to be a part of it. Some of our more recent projects include ones from companies from Korea. We haven't seen that in the past. Egypt, several new Chinese projects that are trying to get into the market. Last year, we had a Brazilian company that had no presence in North America jump into the market by purchasing an existing facility, upgrading that, and now expanding that facility. So
the Economic Alliance is basically an economic development corporation that maintains all of the different companies and the city of Houston and all the different players that have things to do with the port. Is that correct?
That's a good way to put it. We like to look at ourselves as the sales force for the region. We want to be able to create as many new jobs in the region and to see as much new capital investment into the region as possible. And so we work for really two customers. We have our public customers, which are the cities that surround the Houston Ship Channel, Harris County.
There's like 16.
There are 16 different communities, and within those there are 11 municipalities that pay us a contract on an annual basis to bring new business to the region, which helps them in return in residential.
And the Port Authority is one of those.
The Houston Port Authority and Harris County are two of the organizations that also engage us as partners in bringing new business to the region. In addition to them, all of our private member companies, like those within the petrochemical and manufacturing
Chevron,
industry,
Exxon,
Shell, Dow, DuPont, all of those companies and the logistics companies that work in and around through the region as well employ us to try and do two things. One, to maintain the environment where they can continue to grow, and to help them themselves grow. We provide incentives from a local, county, state, and even national level to try and convince them to expand in this region versus some other part of the country or outside the country. So we advocate for them as well at a local, state, and federal level.
Well, no doubt the port is a huge asset to Houston and Houston's economy. How important is it to the growth of Houston?
Right now, I would say that without doubt, the petrochemical industry, which resides along the Houston Ship Channel, 138 different refining and or chemical facilities that reside along the Houston Ship Channel, is the number one driver of the Houston economy and really the Texas economy for that matter. We are lucky in this area to have such a great medical center. We have great universities. We have a diverse economy. We are a headquarter hub, if you will, for Fortune 500 companies. But this specific sector is really driving the train as far as job growth and capital investment in Texas right now and really in the nation.
It really feeds and benefits not only Houston, but the whole state.
Without a doubt, and it's so integrated to what's going on in the shale plays with the upstream and midstream oil and gas exploration and production that it's almost seamless now between what's happening in our natural gas and oil fields with our pipeline companies and how that product and feedstock is coming down to this part of the country to be then refined and manufactured and then again shipped off to other parts of the world. So.
And this current boom, if you will, that we're in, how substantial is it for the long haul? I mean, is this going to last another decade? Is this something that's just going to be a few years in the works? Or is this really a substantial boom that's going to really hold up and for the long haul?
I would look at it like this. This is, and I've heard it put this way by economists more noted than myself, but it's a once-in-a-lifetime or a generational game changer as far as what's going on in the Houston Ship Channel region. The construction of the estimated $35 billion worth of investment that will happen over the next 3 to 5 and may eke into about 10 years, that will take place over a relatively short period. So say over the next 5 to 10 years, we will construct and expand our production of polymers in the region. And so you will see a really nice spike as far as job growth and investment and things that are affiliated with the construction of that. Long term, these facilities are built for 30 to 50 year ROIs. So once they are constructed, the long term permanent jobs and maintenance and all the affiliated indirect jobs that are related to that will last for decades.
Talking about jobs, there are a lot of manufacturing jobs, a lot of blue-collar workers that go along with this industry. And I guess, it takes a lot of people who really have the experience and the know-how to do very specific jobs. Are you seeing a large pool of people to pull from those kind of jobs as there are increases and new companies moving in that need people to employ?
Well, that's one of the most critical elements that we're facing right now. Again, talking about the construction of this expansion or boom, if you will, over the next 3 to 5, maybe even 10 years, we're looking at somewhere over 100,000, maybe 110,000 new skilled construction workers needed.
110,000 workers
to build it out. The problem is we do not have that many skilled workers right now, and in fact, our biggest challenge to the industry growth that we have right now is finding enough skilled workers to not only build, but then to operate and maintain these facilities once they are built. Mm-hmm. We're talking about process technicians, welders, pipe fitters, electrical technicians, really about
vocational jobs.
Yeah.
Things you can get in a couple years.
Exactly. There are the average salary in the petrochemical industry is $86,000 a year. So someone with a 2-year degree out of one of our community colleges in the region can go directly into this industry and work for decades. And again, with a little bit of overtime, very quickly be making 6 figures.
Is there someone listening out there who has a son or daughter, someone who needs to get into that sort of work that needs a job? Is there somewhere they can go to find employment, or is it just applying to each individual company? Is there a way to get your foot in the door down there if you don't know the area and you don't know the industry?
The best way to do that would be to go to we have 2 tremendous partners in the region that are community colleges, Lee College in Baytown and San Jacinto Community College, which has 3 campuses. And both of those organizations partner directly with the industry to train their workforce. And so it's real easy to go to school for a very short period of time for a very economical price and come out with a degree or a certification that can earn a tremendous career with. So
maintenance of the port. There's a lot of cost that goes into maintaining and dredging and all
the
of that
port.
kind of stuff, right?
Absolutely. About $50 million a year is needed to maintain the dredging. Currently, through the Harbor Maintenance Trust Fund, I believe we send a little over $100 million into Washington. We get back about $30 million. So each year we're falling behind in our maintenance of keeping the silt out of the Houston Ship Channel so that our larger ships can maneuver safely in and out and economically in and out at deeper drafts. And if we don't maintain that, we run the risk of losing customers and economy to other ports.
So there's always going to be work to do down there.
Always work to do.
No end in
Shannon.
sight. All right, we'll be right back here on Houston Real Estate Radio.